Keltons, and today I'm speaking with an heavy heart, considering the recent happenings concerning our loved young boy that was taken gruesomely from his parents, a young boy of just 12 years old, Sylvester Oromoni. There have been hashtags and calls over the last 7 to 8 days since his death hit the internet, calling for justice. The hashtag going by justice for Sylvester Oromoni. Now, with a good view of what happened to this young man, it is of a painful sense to come of it. I would question the death of Sylvester Oromoni. Is it the fault of the kids that are alleged to have perpetrated the evil that led to his death? Or is it the fault of the school where his parents had put him and put some people to be in charge while they are not availing? Or is it the fault of the society? This young man, all of these questions will not be able to get this answer because he's no longer with us. But that doesn't mean those of us that are alive can't stay on and fight for a purpose so as to prevent deaths like this in the nearest future. The question is asking, should this death be allowed to just go the way it is? It has put a lot of interest from Lagos State across the country specifically, something that made the president of the country to actually come out and speak on. But what is hurtful to me, or the question for everyone is this thing just happening for the first time? Are these things just beginning to emanate in the Nigerian society? But the truth is, it is not a new phenomenon. This is not just happening today. We've had situations like this over the years, but probably we've not had one that had the opportunity to bust on social media or gain enough traction online. It is not new that we would hear that students who are in school, or mostly boarding schools, would have seniors maltreat them, torture them, send them on errands unnecessarily, errands they themselves wouldn't go to. When they are asked why they do some of these things, even in front of their friends or their younger ones, when they are at home, they say it boldly and confidently that they were also put through this same maltreatment, and that is the reason why they are doing this. You hear a lot of times when just address, pointing out to a statement that was made by wife and a former most beautiful girl in Nigeria, Ade Yobo, who said the bullied sometimes become the bullies. I hope you understand what I said. The bullied sometimes become the bullies. So someone who had gone through a certain phenomenon consistently in the past later come to that point in their life where at that point when they get to the stage where they've gone through it, they've probably survived it in some sort without necessarily getting a support from the society, they also come of the age and think, I think this is the time I should also start doing mine, because now they are higher class, or they are now richer, or they have power. They feel they have the power to inflict the same kind of pain they received. And sometimes when they do, they might go the extra than even those who did it before them and injure more people and send them to early grave, like the way they've done to Sylvester Oromoni. The bullies anywhere in the world is not supported, is not a good thing, because the scars that bullying leave on people lives long after. Even if it doesn't lead to death, you carry those pain around, knowing things when you didn't deserve a beating, you got a beating just for speaking your mind. When you didn't deserve a punishment, you got a punishment because somebody tried to steal what is yours from you. When you didn't deserve to be beaten or maltreated, somebody did beat you or maltreat you only because something you said no to a thing which you thought is wrong, and which is actually maybe wrong, or maybe it's not wrong, but you said no, and someone else can't take you being able to stand your ground and say no. It is a painful situation where you get to hear stories like this. But my own stand is, these things are not just new phenomena, they're not just happening. Why is it not becoming now? Is it because of the age of the social media? Why hasn't the society done something to these things? So I say a lot more that it is a fault of the society. In this sense, Dowen College is a society. It is a place where it's supposed to culture young future people, future good citizens necessarily for the society, but it has failed at that. What are the teachers, what have the teachers in this school been doing over the years where such acts have been perpetuated before this particular one? We saw a video emanate online when some of the parents of Dowen College had a Zoom meeting and they made complaints, and one of the teachers there said some of these things that happened, that just came out now, has been happening there for over 9 years. Why is this person coming out now? Why didn't he raise his voice when it started back then to make a stand and say these things is wrong? How would you be paying close to 3 million or 2 million for your child to go to school, and then they bring his corpse back home to you? No parent will be happy for that to happen, no matter what. Now, it's not even only because you are paying 2 million. No parent wants to lose a child. The pain of carrying a child. Some people spend years before they even get to conceive, to have a child. If it was such a family, where would you want that family to be? The pain of losing a child is one of the worst to bear in the world. But to talk less of a young, vibrant boy who at a very young age already knows what he wanted to do in his life. He said he wanted to be a pilot. Just 3 days before his 12th year's birthday, or some days before it, and he was snatched from the face of the earth by some people, or kids, who claimed they were trying to force him to join a cult. Allegedly though. Even if it is not because they want to join a cult, why would you inflict beatings? It is sickening. We need to do better. I say one thing, most of the thing a child learns from a young age, they learn from the home. And when they learn, they transform it into the larger society. When they take it to the larger society, they meet up with people who probably have the same kind of idea, or those that they can influence, and they carry these diabolical ideas around. So the first place where these things should be tackled is from the home. Teach your child to love, be kind, and respect everyone. And also schools where these things are done, where they've been complained. There are some schools where in Lagos, once you mention those schools in Lagos, public schools, automatically things like this jump out of their students' mouth. I went to this school, I had this kind of same experience. We need to do a lot much more. The teachers, instead of lazy teachers who just sit down and lead, while you're in school, you need to do more. And as much as teachers are doing more, then the society also needs to give more to teachers. Teachers need to be paid properly. They put in a lot for what they do. You need to pay them well. When you pay them well, then they can also carry out their duties well and properly. Some of the pain I'm speaking, I don't have a child yet, but I bereave and grieve with the parents of this young boy. I hope God give them the fortitude and the strength to bear this loss and come out of it strong. But one thing is for sure, they should seek for justice. And all of those who were involved, be it kids of really privileged people, at least let them go through the metal of the law. There are juvenile courts in the country. We don't want to know them, don't take them out. But we do beg the government. Those we've heard that some of them have been arrested, say 3 or 4, and some of the housemasters have gone in for questioning. The police and those in charge of this case should seek and get to the bottom of this entire thing. And the school also carries a large burden of this cause. The school needs to go through the due diligence of doing the right thing, and also shouldn't try and cover up for anybody, while also the school, where it is at fault, should also carry its responsibility. My name is Nosal Keltons, and this is Coco in Nigeria. See you next time.